What's up YouTube? December is here, but there's no reason to fear because AR Car Reviews here again with another video. And in today's video we have a Ford Focus ST, the younger, not as cool, brother of the Ford Focus RS. But this will definitely be a lot cheaper on the old wallet. So let's dive into this review and see if the Focus ST is worth focusing on. As always, don't forget to focus on that subscribe button and ST a brother alike. Thank you. Alright, today we have a 2016 Ford Focus ST, a car that is probably not the first thing that pops in your mind when you hear sports car. But that's the best thing about this car. It is the underdog, and driving around in this turbo 4-cylinder hot hatch will definitely make you understand why this car has the following that it does. Styling for this car is not the best, but to be fair, it is a Ford Focus. But it's a good looking Ford Focus that doesn't look like this. And because of that, it really doesn't bring too much attention to you, and depending on who you are and how you drive, that can be a good thing. Or it could be a bad thing. The Ford Focus ST, which stands for Sports Technologies by the way, knowledge, upgrades the Focus with some extra goodies like those red Brembo brakes, a tailgate spoiler, and personally my favorite, the 2 center exhaust tips that should let you know this isn't just your average grocery getter. Take a listen. The Ford Focus RS doesn't even get this exhaust styling. Apart from that, you have some sportier wheels, a slightly different front fascia, and ST badges on the front and rear of the car. The interior of the car is pretty basic since it has the same styling throughout the base models and the RS, with a couple different features. But the most important part about this car is right here in the center with this 6-speed manual transmission, which gave me a little bit of a hard time, I'm not gonna lie. Go check out my previous video if you missed it or don't know what I'm talking about. It was a lot of fun when it actually worked, and definitely felt a lot easier to drive than other manual cars. As an automatic car, this wouldn't be as fun, so Ford did it right sticking to the 6-speed manual. Aside from the transmission, the interior of the car definitely feels old. The infotainment screen, which is either Sync 3 or 2 depending on the year of the car, is right below a CD player that takes up a quarter of the infotainment. Even worse than a CD player are these Recaro front bucket seats. Now these things were tight. This was the first time I felt more comfortable sitting in the back seat than I did in the front, and after a couple hours of driving I actually had back pain. To be fair, the seats do hold you in place, but it felt like I was in a straitjacket. Anyone on the larger or taller scale should definitely reconsider these bucket seats for the base cloth seats. The only problem with that is that they're 100% not as cool and don't have Recaro embroidered into them, so -2 cool points. To the left of the shifter we get 2 buttons and a cigarette lighter, which doesn't look great, but for a small car they probably just put it there where it could fit. The bottom button is for the heated steering wheel, and on the top it is to turn off the traction control, which also turns the car into sport mode. It seems like Ford knows their customers pretty well. They want you to drive fast, but they want to keep your hands warm while you're doing that. Gotcha. Above the infotainment screen we get 3 gauges for the car: oil temperature, turbo pressure, and oil pressure, which are useful things to have in a sporty car like this one. And the gauge cluster, which has an analog tachometer and speedometer, and a very small screen to filter through only necessary items. I guess you could say they want you to focus.
Oh brother, this guy stinks!
Focusing under the hood, we have a 2-liter turbocharged inline 4-cylinder engine pumping out 252 horsepower and 270 pound-feet of torque to the front 2 tires. And you can feel that torque quite nicely in that power band. These cars may not be the fastest thing on the road, but it definitely has some fun acceleration with those torque numbers. Now, a lot of people might consider getting a Honda Civic Type R, a Hyundai Veloster N, a Golf GTI, a Subaru WRX STI, or even a Focus RS over this car. But this car has them beat all in one thing, and that's price. This car goes for a lot cheaper than all of those cars while still being a fun, sporty, practical, and somewhat reliable hot hatch. The hatchback of the Ford Focus ST is fairly big, but not as big as you might think, especially because this car shares a platform with the RS. The seats can go down for some extra space as well. I just got lazy and kind of didn't know how to do it. Last thing before we go driving and you run out of gas, can you spot the gas cap of this car? No? Well, Ford incorporated it into the body panel of this car, so instead of looking at an ugly circle, it's hidden underneath the brake lights, which is actually ingenious. And more car brands need to do this. I don't want to look at this all my life. Fix it. Guys, we are going to be driving the Ford Focus ST, and I apologize guys, it's a little rainy outside, but can't do anything about it. So as I said before, we do have this 6-speed manual transmission, which I absolutely love. So let's see how it's gonna do. If you guys seen from my other video, I have been driving this car for a little bit. No, that doesn't count, that doesn't count. Oh shoot, I stalled out. Still kinda getting used to the manual lifestyle, but definitely a lot of improvement. And so because of that, I'm able to actually do this review on this car. And honestly, I really do like this engine. The engine is fun, it's flowy, it definitely has a lot of speed. Like honestly, I thought it wasn't gonna be that fast of a car, but driving it around, it is a lot of fun. Did not expect it to be this much fun, honestly. I thought it was gonna be like a little bit of a slow car, you know, because it kind of looks slow a little bit. I'm not gonna try to diss the car or anything like that. I know you guys have a lot of Ford Focus ST fans, and it has a strong community behind it, and after driving it I can see why. Like this car feels fun, it's flowy. The RS is really good too, especially with the all-wheel drive. This one is a cheap, good car to drive manual in, and honestly, who doesn't want that? Who doesn't want a nice car that they can toss around in turns and, you know, get on it really hard and stuff like that? But the thing about this car, and don't let the look surprise you, it is fast and it is fun. The horsepower numbers are like 252 from a 4-cylinder turbocharged car. Now this is front wheel drive, so that hinders it a little bit, but man, when you get on this thing, you feel it. Whoa! I got some wheel hop over there. Oh man, this thing is crazy. Oh man, this thing really, oh yeah. Cheap, fun manual car you could just toss around. I'm trying to tell you guys, literally, man, that was a lot of fun. And it's raining outside too, but I still feel like it grips. It grips fairly well. But man, I tell you, you get on this thing, you don't expect it to go, but it does. Pretty good. Oh, look at this car. This car is jumping up and down. What is this, the GLE? Oh, as always, guys, thank you for watching this video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. We're trying to hit 500 subscribers coming into the new year, so if you guys can help me out with that goal, I would greatly appreciate it. Make sure you turn on the bell notifications, like notifications, subscriber notifications. Stay focused for more fire car videos. AR out.